Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're a regular viewer. Now, one of the things I'm being asked about quite a lot recently is the verification processes that mortgage brokers and financial advisors have to go through if they want to run Google Ads. And I'm finding quite a few advisors are getting a bit confused about it, or the networks that they work through are confused about it. So I thought I'd make this quick video to explain what the verification requirements are and show you how you can apply for verification so you can get your Google Ads up and running as quickly as possible. So stay tuned and I'll show you everything you need to know. So if you want to run Google Ads to promote your business and bring in new clients as a mortgage broker or financial advisor, then there are two types of verification that you will need to go through. The first of these is what Google calls the Advertiser verification program. This is something which all advertisers are required to do, regardless of what kind of products or services they're advertising. And the second type of verification you need to complete is the financial services verification, which, as the name implies, is specifically for people who are advertising things like mortgages, pensions, investments, etc. on Google Ads. So let's talk first of all about the general advertiser verification program. As I said, this is something which all advertisers on Google have to do at some point. It's not something which you need to initiate yourself. You basically wait for Google to send you an email asking you to start the verification process, and then that's your cue to do it. And once they send you that request, you need to start the verification process within 30 days and then complete it within another 30 days of that. So overall, you've got 60 days to complete it. And you can see here in this help article on Google's website what it's all about. I'll put a link to this in the video description below. But basically you can see here the stages that you have to go through. You have to give them some information about your business. You have to verify your own identity, verify stuff about your business, etc., etc. So it's all relatively straightforward. And as I say, that's something all advertisers have to do at some point once Google actually gets around to asking you to do it. So then we come to the financial services verification. So this is a relatively new process. It's only been required in the UK since September 2021, but it is now a requirement if you want to run any ads or keywords which are related to mortgages, pensions, investments, protection, that kind of thing, you will need to go through this process. And it was brought in basically to make it harder for unauthorized firms to promote these kind of products or promote financial scams or whatever using Google Ads. In order to get verified, you'll need to do one of two things. You need to either prove to Google that you are an FCA authorised firm, or you need to successfully apply for an exemption from the verification. And obviously, as a mortgage broker or financial advisor, you're going to be on the FCA register, so that's the easiest route to take when it comes to doing the verification process. Also, I've never seen as yet anyone successfully apply for an exemption on this, so if you are FCA authorised, then definitely that's the easier path to take. So how do you do the application? Well, the first thing is you're going to need to create a Google Ads account if you don't already have one. That's simply because although you can't run your ads until you're verified, you need to quote your Google Ads customer ID number as part of the application process to get verified. So you'll need to create the Google Ads account first of all. Then you need to decide who's going to apply for verification. And this is quite simple. If you are a directly authorised firm, then you apply for the verification yourself and you complete the form, the online form yourself. But if you are an AR working through a network, then it is actually your network who needs to apply for the verification on your behalf. And they themselves, the network, need to have been verified before they can apply to get you verified. Now, at the time I'm recording this policy has been in place by Google for about a year, so in theory all the networks should have got themselves verified by now, and therefore it'll be a relatively quick process for them just to get the verification for you on your behalf. So once you've decided who's going to apply, whether you're doing it yourself if you're directly authorised or getting the network to do it for you if you're an AR, then you need to make sure that the form is filled in correctly. And it's a fairly simple form, I'll show it to you in a moment, but one of the key things I've seen is that if the details you put on the form about yourself and your business don't match exactly what's on the FCA register, then there's a good chance that Google will reject the application and you'll have to start it all over again. To give you an idea as to how nitpicky they can be. I have seen one firm where they were a limited company and their company name appeared on the FCA register with the word limited written out in full, and when they filled in Google's verification form they abbreviated it to just LTD, and that was enough to get their verification rejected and they had to redo it with the name exactly matching. So do make sure that the business name, the address, all that kind of thing exactly matches on the form what you've already got listed on the FCA register. So this is the online form that has to be filled in, and I'll put a link to this in the description for the video as well. So you can see it starts off asking for the contact name and email of the person filling in the form. Remember, that's either going to be you if you're directly authorised, or it's going to be someone from your network putting their details in here if you're an AR who works through a network. So they put their contact details in there. The Google Ads customer ID, again, if you're doing the application yourself, that will be your customer ID. If it's the network doing this for you, the network will put their customer ID in there. And then you pick one of the options down here. And as I said, we're not looking at the applying for exemption because if you're a mortgage broker or financial advisor, you're going to be FCA authorised. And as I said, I've never seen anyone successfully get one of these exemptions here. So leave this on the default setting of FCA authorised. And then down here, you need to pick one of these three options. So if you were directly authorised and doing this yourself, you'd pick this first option. And then you'd put your details in here, your organisation name, remembering, as it says there, making sure it exactly matches what's on the register, your firm reference number, your address, contact email, the domain name of your website, tick the box, and then click the submit button. If you're an AR and your network are doing this for you, it'll be slightly different. They would select the second option up here. Then they put in again their customer ID for Google Ads there, the network's customer ID. They put in their contact details, their organisation name, Primus, Openwork, Tenet, whatever it is, their address, their contact details, and then down here in this box, that's where they put the Google Ads customer ID of you, of the mortgage broker or financial advisor that they are doing this application on behalf of. And they put your contact email address in there, the details of your website. Again, tick the box and click submit. Once that's done, whether it's being done by the network on your behalf or done by you yourself as a DA firm, you should get an acknowledgement straight away from Google, and then you should normally get the response as to whether you've been approved or not within 24 to 48 hours. So the other question I'm sometimes asked is, how do I know if I'm already verified or not? And there's not sort of one simple easy way of looking in your account and seeing whether you are verified, but there are a couple of things you can look for in your account which will tell you if you're not yet verified. The first is you can check the status of any keywords in your account which are related to mortgages or other financial services. Or the second thing is you can look for a warning message which may appear in your account or may not. I've seen some unverified accounts where a warning message appears and others where it doesn't. So I'll show you now both those things, how to check the keyword status and where to look for the warning message. Okay, so here's the example of the warning message. As I say, this doesn't always appear even if the account is unverified, but I have seen on quite a few accounts you'll get this yellow warning bar at the top of the Google Ads screen when you log in telling you that you need to complete the financial services verification. If you don't see that warning message at the top, the other way you can check to see whether your account is being restricted due to not having done financial services verification is to go to an ad group where you have some keywords which are related to mortgages or other financial services, and then go to the column, the status column that appears next to the list of keywords, and hover over one of your keywords, and you might see a message like this that says that your ads aren't eligible to show for keywords that relate to restricted products or services. If your keyword is to do with mortgages or other aspects of financial services and you see that message, that is almost certainly going to mean that it's because you haven't been through the financial services verification process. So I hope that's been useful in sort of demystifying what the different types of verification are all about and how you maximize your chance of getting verified so you can actually start running Google Ads. Next steps, I would say, even if you're not planning on running ads next, get the verification process done, because then you know that that box is ticked and means that when you do want to start running Google Ads, you're not going to be held up waiting for Google to approve it or your network to put the application in if you're an AR or whatever. I hope the video has been useful. If it has, please do give it a like, a thumbs up. That'll help other people find this content and really help support the channel. If you've got any comments, I'd love to hear them in the comments box down below. Or if you've got a question about anything I've said here or anything's unclear, post a comment there and I will get back to you. And finally, please do consider clicking the subscribe button and hitting the bell notification icon. That will allow you to know as soon as I release new content like this. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.